Hey, Viking fans, if you're like me, you want a number two wide receiver opposite of Justin Jefferson. I got one for you in three, two, one. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Now, make sure you hit subscribe, like, leave a comment, tell me what you think about what I think, and help me Hulk smash the YouTube algorithms. Let's go. Let's go. I'm talking about wide receivers today. Who's going to be our number two this year? I got my hopes, and Jalen Naylor steps up, surpasses KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne stays the number three. You know, I don't know, man. I am really high on Jalin Naylor. I think he was a diamond in the rough last year. It was much like Diggs coming into not that he's as good as Diggs, but Diggs was hurt through college, ended up getting drafted in the 5th round. Jalin Naylor hurt through college, senior year, balling out, broke his hand, would have had over 1,000 yards, can run routes, is super fast. He's called Speedy Naylor, can catch the ball. He showed that in his limited time. I think he is a longtime Viking. He'll play out his rookie contract for sure. I think he's talented. I feel good about having a guy like Jalin Naylor on our team. But is there guys better in the draft out there? Potentially. There's a lot. This is a sneaky good wide receiver class. Every receiver I looked at so far, I've liked. I just liked something about them. Some of them had a little bit of fault, but this next guy is pretty limited in his faults as a wide receiver, and he is not necessarily going high in the draft. This guy may fall to the 2nd round. It depends on what people like about wide receivers, and there's a lot to like about Jalin Hyatt or Jalin Hyatt. Sorry, Jalin Hyatt of the Tennessee Volunteers. I think I get his name right, Jalin Hyatt. All right, man. Let's talk about him. I seen him as tall as 6'1", but draft profiles got him at 6 foot, arm length 32 and a half. Pretty good for a 6 foot guy. Weight 176 pounds. That's where he falls off. And the one thing that scares me, I don't think 176 doesn't scare me a whole lot. He can get above 180. He can still play. Um, nine-inch hands. All right, a little on the small side, and I saw some of his draft combine, and I saw him drop a ball. He did that drill that when they go straight line and they turn and catch to each side. He dropped one. And it was right in his hand. So I'm a little worried about that, but I see him catch with his hands in his highlight reels. I'm not looking at his bad reels. I'm looking at his highlight reels. So he looks like he catches with his hands. So a lot of good things. Now here's some combine results. 40-yard dash, ran a 4.4. All right. 4.4. He was expected to run faster, and he looks faster on film, which is crazy. So 4.4, 10-yard split, also good, 1.5. Vertical jump, 40 inches. Jumps out of the gym, guys. This is incredible. 40 inches. Broad jump, even better, 11 feet 3 inches. All right. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Now, his production wise, first year, 20 reception, 276 yards. Second year, 21 reception, 226 yards. Wasn't seeing the field, it looks like. Wasn't getting thrown to. Junior year, 67 receptions. So he's young yet. This guy's young. He's only been 3 years, from Irmo, South Carolina. 67 receptions, 1,267 yards, 18.9 average, 15 touchdowns. Hendon Hooker had a receiver on his team, and he won the Biletnikoff Award, man, as the nation's top receiver. And if you go look at the film, you'll see why. Now I'm gonna read. Now I'm gonna do the spider chart. NFL Draft Buzz does a spider chart or where they go in the draft or how they compare historically against other people at their position. 40-yard dash, borderline elite, if not elite. I think it's elite. I think he's faster than 4.4. Vertical, 93 percentile. So here they got the percentile now. 84 percentile on the 40-yard dash, 93 percentile on the vertical, 10-yard this 10-yard split, 89 percentile. So he's even quicker. Broad jump, 99 percentile. That's explosiveness, right? And you can see this dude when he turns the other gear. And that's the big thing I like about him. Dude has another gear. You don't see that often, but he's running around, boom, like out of a cannon. That's what I'm thinking about him. Arm length, 62 percentile, so pretty average. This is where it doesn't help him. Height says 36 percentile, 6 foot. All right. Weight, 5 percentile. He is slender. He doesn't look like it in his uniform on the college football field, but on the football field, he may look like a stick figure out there. This dude gets to 185. I think he's fine. Put on some lean muscle. Dude's gonna be fine. He took hits, he broke tackles on a lot of things I saw him do. So I'm not too scared of him. He looks strong for his size. He's not a feeble dude, I don't think. Hand size 31. That is my biggest concern is hand size. Um, but even the best of them drop balls. So I'm not too worried about this. Now NFL Buzz has a huge write up on this guy. Absolutely huge. I'm gonna read their honors and awards because it's pretty detailed. 2022 Blitnikoff Award winner, 22 All American Team, Walter Camp, Associated Press, Sporting News, all of them, ESPN, Athletic, CBS Sports, 24/7 Sports, 22 All SEC First Team, Associated Press, 2022 Maxwell Awards semifinalists, 2022 Walter Camp Player of the Year specialist or semifinalist, sorry. 2022 midseason All-American first team, 2022 midseason All-American second team, The Athletic. First one was ESPN and Associated Press. 2022 midseason All-American. Walter Camp National Offensive Player of the Week versus Alabama. Maxwell Award National Player of the Week, Alabama. SEC Offensive Player of the Week, Alabama. So, well, yeah, I apparently had a really good game out against Alabama. Oh, and that's a cool thing is that he had his best game against the best teams. So that's pretty good. Now, you know what? I'm gonna stick with NFL Buzz on their scouting port strengths, but I'm gonna read his bio from the NFL page. Hyatt waited his turn to become a star receiver for the Vols, even though he was a four-star recruit and left Dutch Fork High School in South Carolina as a four-time state champion and its all-time leader in career receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. He contributed to a true freshman, 276 yards, 2 TDs in 10 games as a sophomore, 226, 2 TDs in 13 games, and started once each season. He broke out a junior, earning first team Associated Press All American accolades by leading the Vols with 67 receptions, ranking fifth nationally, 1,267 receiving yards, 18.9 per, and trying for second in the FBS with 15 touchdowns in 12 starts. So 15 touchdowns in 12 starts. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's go to NFLDraftBuzz.com and talk about his scouting strengths. His elite speed can eat up cornerbacks, cushion an instant, and can beat even the quickest DBs. 100% agree. This guy made guys look like they were standing still when he turned it on or he made his cut. He separated. I remember listening to this one guy say, "Hey, how the hell did it's Steve Smith, formerly Panthers? How does this guy get so wide open?" How does he get so wide open? If you look at some of his highlight reels, boom, guys, nobody around him. But then you also see him just leave a guy in the dust. You see the 22, all 22, and he's leaving them like they're out of the picture. That's how fast he was, and he blew by him, and that's why he was so wide open. Hyatt recorded a 10.46 in the 100 meter, 21.14 in the 200 meter. So he has a elite sprinter speed. He has run an electronically timed 4.31 40-yard dash, added a 34.5-inch vertical. He's probably even faster now. This is old. He did a 40-inch vert, but his 40 time did only hit a 4.4 at the combine. In 2022, he has shown he can totally dominate even the top secondaries in college football. Pretty much impossible to stop unless double covered. I agree, man. This guy is a matchup nightmare. I believe on any cornerback. He is that quick and explosive. His long arms, it says long arms, but pretty average, a little above average. Allow him to play bigger than his size, and also displays an impressive catch radius. High as frame to can carry even more weight. I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that. I'm not worried about his size. The hands are the only red flag for me. Hyatt tracks the ball well downfield and consistently runs under long throws. Yeah, you see that in spades on his videos. He's amazing as a catch and run threat for sure. He's a open field guy too. I mean, he's just so fast. Um, Running hard and consistently picking up big yardage after the catch. Agree, and he fights. He's fought through tackles, so I agree. I don't think he's easy to bring down. He shows elite initial quickness off the line of scrimmage. Shows up in his 40 time, and he's at enough strength to be able to consistently escape the jam at the next level. He's savvy, natural pass catcher with the reliable hands and a very good focus. Snatches the ball out of the air and shows the concentration to make acrobatic catches look easy. He's a precise route runner. Awesome. I want to. I just don't know how much is the speed and how much is the route. But man, guy cuts off his routes pretty good, man. He steps and fires out. He like out of a cannon. The guy is just standing there watching him go. It looks like it looks that silly sometimes. I don't know why this guy's not ranked higher. That's how come I think this is such a deep wide receiver draft, because I haven't even looked at the guys there's two or three guys ahead of him in the rankings that I haven't covered yet, but because I didn't necessarily one, I didn't think we'd get him, and then I did two guys that I think now are going higher, and then I'm like, I still got three guys, and then I'm got Jalin Hyatt here. A savvy, natural pass catcher, reliable hands, and very good focus. Snatches the ball out of the air and shows concentration to make acrobatic catches look easy. I already said that is an excellent blocker considering his relatively slight frame. That's good to hear. That is a nice feature. I don't see that because I'm not looking at his blocking highlights. It can't be ignored that he led the country in QB rating when targeted. Awesome. That is great. His weaknesses, short list. His tape limited. It's only one season, putting up elite numbers prior to then, and his performance were pretty nondescript. He he'll have to develop a better feel for sitting down against zone coverage. All right. His route tree has been pretty limited. Will take some serious time to adjust to pro offenses. Has played most of the snaps from the slot and therefore rarely has been challenged in press coverage. May struggle to convert his skills to the pro game where he has just been told to win foot races and deep patterns, which is exactly what we want to clear the way for Justin Jefferson. His weakness is what we want. Just run deep routes. Go get him. All right. Man, I'd say just alternate Jalen Naylor and Jalin Hyatt running deep routes, man, and clear the way for um, Justin Jefferson. I think this is a match made in heaven. This is a scouting report summary. Um, 2022 has proved to be a spectacular year for Jalin Hyatt. When he exploded onto the national scene, he's emerged as the premier deep threat in college football and compares favorably to last year's first round pick, Alabama Jameis Williams. He's often unstoppable as a deep threat and has proved as much against top competition in the SEC. So Jameson Williams got picked 12th overall, right? So pretty great for us. Well, I think that's who yeah, that's who the Lions took when they traded us. So comparing him to him, and I can see it, man. I can see it, and that's why I think this is a sneaky dang good wide receiver draft. It's amazing. I think it's great. The more I'm looking into it, the more I like it. It's just that they don't have the tall ones. They just don't have the super tall wide receivers out there, but they got the 6 foot guys that can, that can catch the ball and run good routes, fight for the ball, 50-50 balls. They just don't have the height as the other guys in maybe previous drafts. If Hyatt is a premier deep threat in 2023 NFL draft, however, he's risks being considered a bit of a one-trick pony, and how he gets on the pros where he'll have to run multiple routes is uncertain. Still, his speed and explosion will always be demanding in the NFL, and as a result, he should be gone before the end of the first round. They're saying first round for this guy. It's going to be hard because of how many wide receivers are going to be taken, and then other teams with needs. That's how deep this wide receiver draft is. That NFLBuzz.com think that he's a first round pick. Wow. I seen him go in the second round. I think we are a trade down candidate, and if a guy like this is sitting there in the end of the first round, or if we trade even back into the second, if he's still there, I have no problem taking this guy. He is exactly what we want, a deep threat on the outside. Uh, Jalen, or sorry, Jackson Najigba, he's a guy that can get open, but he doesn't have the elite speed of Jalin Hyatt. And there's other receivers there too that I really like, but Jalin Hyatt is kind of that holy crap, he's fast and he can catch the ball. Now it's we'll worry about what he can do. What else can he do on the route tree? His post routes and stuff are sharp and clean. I think he's gonna be fine with slants. He catches the ball before he gets hit. He doesn't have alligator arms. He looks long and lean. Um, Good catch radius, reliable hands, even though they seem to be they're on the small side comparatively. But hey, I got high hopes for Jalen. I think he's going to be a stud. I have no problem taking him. I think you'll agree with me. Go check out his videos, go look him up. All right, guys, that's it for today. Skull Vikings. See you next time.